I can't believe I'm making this video. I can't believe people wanted this. Ow. Alright. If you know me, ooh, it's violent. Or if you've seen any of my videos in the past 6 or so months, you may know about this little character of mine named Bill Iger. Bill Iger. I'm Bill Iger. I'm Bill Iger. I'm Bill Iger.
Bill's on my butt till I iger.
I'm Bill Iger. I'm Bill Iger. I'm Bill Iger.
It's a little Bill Iger. It is a little Bill Iger.
I'm Bill Iger. I love Princess Peach. You people wanted to hear his story. So, here we go. So, in front of me right now, I have a fully written out version of the Bill Iger timeline. So let's just jump right into it, I guess. So to start this off, we have the events that took place before Bill Iger was created as a character, because these, they went into making him and who he is fundamentally. So on February 10th, 1951, Robert Allen Iger was born. If you don't know who Bob Iger is, he is the current CEO of Disney. In 1955, the Muppets were created by Jim Henson. And in 1982, Journey into Imagination with Figment in Disney World opened up as an attraction alongside Epcot. Most of this is based around Disney, if you couldn't, catch on so far. On May 1st, 1996, my friend Jacqueline was born. Me thinking, Caroline, what do you and your friends have to do with this? You'll see. You have to be patient. This timeline is very involved with one another. And in 2000, Bob Iger became the president of Disney. On October 3rd, 2003, I was born. On January 19th, 2004, my best friend Haley was born. February 17th, 2004, Disney acquired the Muppets. And on February 29th, 2004, my friend Sarah was born. She was born on a leap year. In 2005, Bob Iger became the CEO of Disney, surpassing Michael Eisner, who was the CEO prior to Bob Iger. On November 23rd, 2011, Disney released their version of The Muppets. The movie released in theaters.
I'm a man.
Iconic, if I had to say so myself. There's a reason why Man or Muppet won an Oscar. On June 15th, 2012, Gravity Falls began airing, and on March 21st, 2014, Muppets Most Wanted is released in theaters. This next part is very, very important to Bill Iger's story, okay? On March 9th, 2015, Gravity Falls Season 2, Episode 11 aired. In that episode, it was revealed that Grunkle Stan, Stanley Pines, had a secret twin brother who is the author of the journals, Stanford Pines.
What? Who is that? The author of the journals. My brother.
Sorry if I just spoiled Gravity Falls for anyone. It's been 10 years, more than that now, so it's just gonna have to be how it is. And in February 15th, 2016, Gravity Falls ends. In 2020, Bob Iger's term as Disney's CEO ends. He serves as the executive chairman until his retirement from the company on December 31st, 2021. After Bob Iger was the CEO, Bob Chapek became the CEO of Disney. This is also a very important detail. I know this seems like a bunch of loose ends not connecting. You were almost there, guys. We're almost there, I promise. On July 29th, 1 year ago today, 2022, a group chat was made titled Disney 2023. And in this group chat was me, Jacqueline, Haley, and Sarah. We decided we want to go to Disney together. And on November 20th, 2022, following the unscheduled and immediate dismissal of his appointed successor, Bob Chapek, Bob Iger became the Disney CEO again. On January... oh god, here we go. It's really emotional, guys. It's really emotional. On January 18th, 2023, we flew down to Florida. After we ate beignets that day, because we ate beignets, you know, as a person does in Disney, we found out that my friend Sarah just didn't know who Bob Iger was. She had no idea. So the rest of us informed her, like, that, you know, Bob Iger's the CEO of Disney. And then we also consequently decided that Sarah is, in fact, Bob Iger. The door to our room, like, wasn't opening with the magic bands. So we went to the lobby of our resort to talk to someone. And we met Glenn, who was this lovely, lovely guy who was working at the resort we were staying at. And he literally changed the course of history. And that's not a joke. Glenn decided to be super nice, and because it was Haley's birthday, like that was her trip, was a birthday trip, he decided to give us an extra lightning lane for every day that we were there, which is like super cool. And so we decided to use one of those to ride Guardians of the Galaxy for a third time, because you get to ride it once on the virtual queue. We were paying for a second trip through the like you could pay for a lightning lane, and then Glenn gave us our third ride. So we were now riding Guardians 3 times in Epcot. So on January 19th, we spent the day in Magic Kingdom. We were still occasionally calling Sarah Bob or Bob Iger because we thought that it was a funny joke. And we went on Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. And if you've never been on that before, basically it's like a comedy show. And they bring out Mike Wazowski's little cousin, Marty Wazowski. And he does his like a little segment of the show.
Awesome! Hi everyone, I'm Marty Wazowski.
I could do a pretty good impersonation of Marty Wazowski.
I'm Marty Wazowski. I sound a little bit like this.
After riding the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Sarah and Caroline have a discussion about Gravity Falls. The discussion then turns to Grunkle Stan and his secret twin. And I'm still going with this Marty Wazowski voice.
I'm like having the whole conversation a little bit like this.
And everyone's getting really pissed off at me. But the conversation twists a little bit. What if Bob Iger, Sarah, had a secret twin brother? What if his name was taken from Gravity Falls too? What if his name was Bill Iger and they were just twins, Bob and Bill Iger? And so I take this voice.
I take this Marty Wazowski voice that I'm doing. It's very nasally, kind of high-pitched. And I drop it a little lower. And I give it a little gruff. And I'm Bill Iger. This is what my voice sounds like.
One of our next rides to ride was the Journey with the Little Mermaid, whatever it's called, the Little Mermaid ride. And me and Jacqueline sat together, and the ride slowed almost to a stop near the end of Under the Sea and the song Poor Unfortunate Souls. And this is when Bill Iger is truly, truly born. He notably announces that he is the one speaking every time he talks with an "I'm Bill Iger." And just props to Jacqueline for handling this and not like beheading someone. So the Bill Iger voice at this point was compared to that of Beetlejuice. And I won't stop at this character. And we went on the Barnstormer a little bit later, and everyone is getting like frustrated. They hate this guy. They hate this Bill Iger. Who is this Bill Iger? And I say that I will stop. Here's where everything changes. As we walk down Main Street, USA, I make a one-off comment. I say Bill, as in building. So the spelling is now B-U-I-L.
Bill as in building. Iger, Iger.
E-Y-E-G-E-R. So Sarah being Bob Iger has just changed to Bob Iger, or Sarah Iger. And my friends were not very amused at this whole thing I had going on. So they thought that it was very obnoxious. We are now after the creation of Bill Iger. We're going to Epcot for the day, and one of our first things to do is go on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. If you don't know, you could get, I think it's 7 different songs on there, and it's just random which one you get. So we all agree that we really want to get the song September by Earth, Wind & Fire. Like, we really want it. So I opened up a wager to the Disney gods. If we get the song September by Earth, Wind & Fire on Cosmic Rewind, I'll scrap Bill Iger. He's gone. I'll never make fun of him again. I'll never make fun of Bob Iger again. This whole joke is over. We got September, and Bill Iger died. And then at some point, we realized that Rocket Raccoon saying, "Okay."
Okay, and for the jump point.
Sounds kind of like Bill Iger, so even if he's gone, he's not truly gone. During our second ride on Cosmic Rewind, we decided that we wanted the song Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And I opened up another wager. If we do not get Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Bill Iger will be back. And so we began praying to Bob, Disney Jesus, Bob Iger. But we didn't say Bob Iger, we just said Bob. So while there was intentions of Bob Iger, we never specified the last name, and the prayers went to other Bobs. We think it went to, like, Bob Saget from Full House. And we got the song I Ran. Bill Iger is back. He's stronger than ever. And then we decided that Bill Iger was banned, and by we I mean me. I decided that Bill Iger was banned from the Mexico Pavilion because I got other things to worry about there. The three caballeros are there. They're my Borbos. I don't want no Bill Iger business being mixed in with the three Happy Chappies. Just not my vibe. So, my friends and I, we are not the biggest fans of Figment. If you don't know who Figment is, he's the little purple dinosaur character from Journey into Imagination. We decided he ain't it. And at some point between the second and third writings of Cosmic Rewind, we think after we wrote Journey into Imagination with Figment, the Bill Iger voice is compared to Miss Poogie from the Muppets. She made me look up some quotes, and naturally I went along with it because Bill Iger is slowly but surely getting control of the body. There is now a variant of Bill Iger. Not only do we have Bill Iger, we have Miss Poogie Iger as well. She says,
Who you calling sister? Sister?
Who you calling sister? Sister?
and
You've been replaced. Permanently.
You've been replaced permanently.
she's the first of many Bill Iger variants that we will meet along this journey. And after adventuring the Nemo section of Epcot, Crushy and Brucey Iger were both created as well. At some point throughout this day at Epcot, the line between Figment and Bill Iger begins to blur. They're kind of similar when it comes to their views on humanity and just other things. I'm not going to elaborate. If you know, you know. And I do the Bill Iger voice so much that day that my voice actually begins to shred a little, and I start to lose my voice by the end of it. At the start of January 21st, Bill Iger is a little more quiet. I'm tired from being a vessel for him to speak through constantly, and he's like a ghost haunting me. His presence is felt, but nothing really specific happens in Hollywood studios that would affect his story. Once the group entered Muppet Courtyard, though, there is no more Bill Iger. There is only Poogie Iger. She gets stronger near her fellow Muppets and Moopets. So we went to eat at the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, and Sci-Fi Iger is created.
Look at it. It's so fun.
Look at it, Bill.
With the voice of a robot, he is yet another variant. When we arrived at our hotel, I decided to make the visual for Bill Iger, which is now famous. With the body of Figment and the head of Tex Richmond, this, sir, is Bill Iger. Along with this, I made 80s Iger, another variant. He has the head of Eddie Munson on the body of Figment. And the updated Iger list is as followed. Bill Iger, Bob Iger, Sarah Iger, Brucey Iger, Poogie Iger, Crushy Iger, 80s Iger, Sci-Fi Iger, Beetlejuice Iger, Rocket Iger, and at some point, Maui Iger was created as well. While waiting for the transportation to the airport, I rewrote Tex Richmond's song from the 2011 Muppets, Let's Talk About Me.
He's Tex Richmond.
Oh yeah!
Everybody
Here we go now.
Just how great it is to be here.
Oh, it's great to be me.
To make it about Bill Iger. And since Tex Richmond sings the song, and you know, Tex Richmond is Bill's face, that's just how it works. And I also filmed a series of videos as Bill Iger to send to my roommate at the time, Sam.
Hi, Sam. I'm Bill Iger, coming to you from Disney. I'm Bill Iger. Don't you call me sister, sister. You've been replaced permanently.
We expect to take a bus to the airport, and therefore we would be able to screw around because it's big and, you know, plenty of space. And that is in fact not what happens, and a van comes to get us. I began editing the rest of the Igers together, and this poor van driver had to deal with us cackling like a bunch of hyenas. I also created the Bill Iger playlist, including his song, the Muppets song, and Woman Iger, which is just Womanizer by Britney Spears. The group agrees that Bill Iger will be banished to Disney property so he could stay where he belongs. Once they go under the Disney archway, he shall be gone. So we reminisce on our time with Bill Iger, talking about, you know, there's a little Iger in all of us if you just look, and maybe the true Iger was the friends we made along the way. In the airport, disaster strikes.
Hi, Sarah, I'm back. Bill Iger's back, baby. I'm back permanently.
So I took my medicine to go on the plane, and in a series of pre-flight videos, I'm singing Mask by Dream as Bill Iger.
So, that's what the mask is.
Caroline, I literally will leave you in the Orlando airport.
I'm Bill Iger, that's what the mask is. I'm Bill Iger, and this is my brother Bob Iger, and that's what the mask is.
And during the flight, Jersey Iger is created, which is yet another variant. On the ride home, though, from the airport, Bill Iger performed 45 straight minutes of Disney karaoke, notably his own song and Man or Bill Iger. Since then, everyone has become a little more Iger. He has become a cultural phenomenon. There has been an AI bot made for him. He's been in nearly every world disaster and historical event. On April Fools, he was spread around my floor of my dorm. He went to the Disney 100 exhibit in Philly. Jacqueline brought him back to Disney. It was a nice little surprise. And he has been made jokes about him in the YouTube videos, and he watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 together. And since creating this slideshow even, there's been more Iger to happen. Just last week, we had an official plushie of Bill Iger delivered.
Oh, Bill Iger!
Plush Iger is canon now. And that, my friends, is the story of Bill Iger. Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching.
Told me only the bad guys.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
What the H?
Roll up to the party with my crazy pink wig, but I can't get through the door.
Yeah, baby.
1% is human, 99 is black.
Dirty hoe.
Except I gotta fix my
Was that the
lips.
bite of 87?
Hoes are jealous.
Mr. Worldwide.
Their men's want me.